Turning now to Twitter. The company CFO is trying to dispel concerns that a crackdown on fake users will impact the company's growth. Shares had fallen as much as 10% in Monday trade after a Washington Post report that the rate of Twitter account suspensions has more than doubled. The stock then paired some of its losses after CFO Ned Siegel tweeted, quote, "Some clarifications. Most accounts we remove are not included in our reported metrics as they have not been active on the platform for 30 days or more, or we catch them at sign-up and they're never counted." Joining us now to discuss, Bloomberg's Selena Wang. So what exactly is happening here?
What this really amounts to is a delayed overreaction on the part of investors. What the Washington Post is saying really just echoes and confirms what Twitter said themselves just 2 weeks ago. Now, 2 weeks ago, I reported that they're actually tripling the amount of spam and automated accounts that they're identifying. So they're finding about 10 million of these accounts every week. In addition to that, they are stopping more than 50,000 spam signups a day. And as their CFO tweeted today, this is going to have a marginal impact on monthly active users because most of these automated spam accounts are not active every day, every month. And in addition to that, a lot of them are stopped before they even join the platform, so they're not counted toward those metrics.
10 million accounts a week? That's a lot.
What this does bring up, and what should be concerning to investors, is that this great improvement does bring into question just how much of Twitter is actually fake. Is it really just 5% of active user accounts that are fake, as Twitter says, or is it much higher, as independent researchers say, as much as 15%? And why didn't the company do more to stop this earlier? But the actual disclosures of these numbers should be a sigh of relief for investors, not a cause for concern.
So how are they actually purging these accounts? Like, what have they added AI? Is it humans? How are they picking up the pace?
They've created an internal task force ever since they've had escalating concerns and criticism from lawmakers that they didn't do enough to stop manipulation on the platform in light of the 2016 elections. They've also dedicated a vast majority of their engineering resources to solving this problem. They want to be able to stop these malicious accounts before they actually start behaving. They want to catch them at the inception with these algorithms. I actually reported a few years ago, a former employee discovered a huge number of accounts that were dormant from Russia and Ukraine, and that at the time, in 2015, the company did not do anything about those accounts. Now, that shows that Twitter has come a long way since 2015 when they were prioritizing user and revenue growth over spam and automation. Had that same employee came to Twitter today, they definitely would have deleted those immediately.
So how are users responding to this?
I think this is ultimately a positive reaction.
I mean, are any of the users behind these fake accounts or organizations or whatever they are?
I've had some tweets from users saying that they're losing a lot of followers as a result of this, but I'm also getting a lot of tweets that this is good. It's about time. In the long run, user growth is going to decline if they continue to allow the toxicity that leads to abuse and harassment to run rampant on the platform. I think a big sign that this is actually a positive move for the company is a statement that I got from Unilever 2 weeks ago when I first reported the new account suspensions. Unilever in February was threatening to pull ads off of all social networks because of the toxicity on them. And after the new disclosures from Twitter, they said, "This is great. We're very happy about these increased moves to get rid of the hordes of fake accounts that are running around Twitter."
Now, Twitter stock has been up 70%. Could this dent the turnaround? Will that continue?
I don't think this is going to dent the turnaround. We actually just saw a note from JP Morgan which said this is actually a buying opportunity. There has been a misunderstanding about these disclosures and the impact of what it's going to have on monthly active users. This is a positive sign that Jack Dorsey is working and following through on his vision to increase the health of the platform, and this isn't going to dent the turnaround.
All right.